Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've changed up the view. I had a couple people saying, hey, your face is already on there, and they weren't being pervs about it, so I was willing to listen. So tonight you guys are going to hang out right here on my kitchen counter while I get myself a cup of tea, and then I am going to get comfortable, stand here instead of sitting on my ass, and we're going to go over some stories and a very important topic today that I'm going to call tips on being happy or positive or defeating loneliness and isolation while being an activist or a dog hater. Okay? Some of you guys have already got this down to a science, I've noticed. So let me get the tea and I'll keep talking. But this is a good way for us all to be a little bit closer, and in the future I plan on doing some of my videos outdoors by my eucalyptus tree that I love so much. So I think it'll be good for everybody. And I'm going to keep changing things up as we go along. It also gives me a reason to not sit and hide in the dark. So, honey spoon. Alright guys, very important topic. Let me adjust my camera angle here and maybe turn us away from the light just a little bit. I think this is pretty good. Alright guys, important topic, important stuff to talk about. I'm going to read off an email that I got from, they actually didn't say anything about being anonymous, but I'm going to keep them that way in case anyone's bitter about the topic. This is in no way, shape, or form directed at any one person. Nobody take it that way. I promise you it's not. This is just something I think that we all need to talk about because it's hard when we live in a world surrounded by dogs and dog nuts, and it becomes like a huge part of you. It can get in the way of your job. It can cause you to lose a job. It's ended relationships. And look, some of these things, okay, I would not put up with. I won't be in a relationship with a dog lover. I won't live with a dog. That doesn't mean that we don't have people here that do. I've seen plenty of you say that your husbands or boyfriends or girlfriends have a dog, okay? That's totally fine. I'm not here to judge. That's what I'm talking about. Is displacing yourself from the activism of which you're committing to. And I'll use my own life as a fine example. While I won't date anyone that has a dog, I'd like to think that's why I'm single. Right? Right. I'm happy being single, you guys. I'm just making a joke. Right? Right. Anyways, while I won't date anyone and actually have exclusively decided that I won't even anticipate the idea because I'm happy being alone. So I wouldn't even think about dating anyone unless they were a dog hater just like me. Not someone that can say that you're right about the facts and all of this, but it's someone whom actually feels as strongly about it as I do because I could just see it causing a lot of trouble in the future with anybody I tried to get close to, right? I'm pretty passionate about it, and I just don't see me spending time with someone that is like, oh, I love dogs and stuff, or I'm, indifferent to it, and I'm over here like, dog hate, dog hate, dog hate, right? I don't want to put myself through that, and I don't want to put them through that, okay? So let's be clear. But today, I go on an estimate to a job, okay? Really, really nice older gentleman that actually lives like it couldn't be more convenient if it tried. He's literally 2 minutes away from my house walking, okay? So, fantastic. And I've mentioned to everyone, I've been engrossed in animals and animal training all of my life. I'm very savvy, I've done a lot of things, and I'm a huge dork, okay? That's why I'm making dog hating videos on a Saturday night instead of. Wait a minute. Okay? You guys know I like to throw humor into things, and that's part of what I'm talking about tonight. You gotta stay positive. And even though this is a super negative topic, okay, and I've had a couple people criticize me on that, like, you shouldn't be making jokes, this isn't funny, it's not lighthearted. Well, it's not gonna be if we don't make it that way, and guys, nobody wants to be depressed all the fucking time. And I get it, it's so depressing. And you get to reading all these stories, all these dog attacks, all these parasites, all this stuff, stories about divorce and children. It's just, it's overwhelming. So you really, really, really have to have the balls and the courage to stay tough and still be able to find happiness at the end of the day. Like this awesome cup of moringa mint tea that I'm waiting to cool down because I don't want you guys to watch me do some dumb shit like burn my mouth. So I walk into the gentleman's house today and I immediately smell dog piss. And I know, but it's like clean in there. He's been trying to clean it. The only thing is, and I see people make this mistake all the time, he's been cleaning the piss with bleach. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, okay, it's a common sense thing that people just don't think about because bleach is in so many cleaners and it like gets rid of smells, right? You're not supposed to mix bleach with ammonia, which is in urine, okay? So I walked in and I was like, oh, you know, you could like smell it right away. But it didn't like, it reeked like a pet owner's house reeks, right? But not nearly as bad as like some houses I've been to. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I look over and there is this dog that is so ancient, so old, that he is like, I believe, and it can't like walk. It's there, right? And so I said like, oh, that one's just about there, isn't it? And he says, oh yeah. The critter wanted to get up, you know, it seen me and it like starts wagging its stump and wants to stand up, but it can't, right? And I'm like, you know, I've run into this as a dog worker and trainer and all this stuff over the years. The people with these critters that are so old that they can't move, and clumps of hair falling out, and you can just smell them. And so it's a tragic and sad situation to stumble into as a former dog indifferent style hater, you know, to today. Now, I could let this affect everything I'm about to do. I could just walk out the door and not do the job, okay? And I can let my opinions overwhelm, and that's okay. I'm not judging anybody. But, little advice, I need this work, right? And I'm trying to build up a business. And you guys tell me how many places I'm going to go to paint houses, to clean, to do landscaping, because that's what my business does, where there's not going to be a dog around. You tell me. And if I limit myself to only people that don't have pets, I'm hardly ever gonna work, okay? So some people have jobs that you guys don't have to deal with this. You literally get to go, like, into an office setting or this and that, and you're not, you know, some of the offices, they let them in there, too, which is freaking crazy, right? But some of you guys don't have to deal with that. Some of us do. Now, I immediately thought about this, too, and was like, you know, gross, but it's not like I'm gonna turn tail and run off, okay? I'm gonna do this job. I've got the balls to do it. Not blaming anyone either way. Everybody has to live their own life. Some people have been so viciously attacked or so allergic or so what have you, not judging, but I cannot do that. And so I had a constructive conversation with him, and I slip in the fact of like how dangerous it is to mix bleach with ammonia, and I didn't even say anything about the PP. I just mentioned, as we were talking about cleaners, okay, because I'm going to be doing landscaping and cleaning at his house. And he's like, oh, bleach and ammonia. And I was like, yes, sir. And he goes, oh. And I was like, yeah, I smelled it when I came in. I said, and I understand you're trying to get rid of it. I was like, but there are better ways, and we can work around that. And I use all natural cleaners, and if at some point you don't like the smell, that's fine. And he's like, no. You do whatever you need to do. You seem like you know what you're talking about. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Then I hear this bird in the other room, and I said, is that a cockatiel? And he goes, how the heck you know what it is all the way in here? And I said, oh, I've got my animals down pat. Trust me, I've been working with them a long time. And he's like, yeah, it's a cockatiel. And it actually had a very comical name. Its name was Rush Limbird. I got a kick out of that. But regardless of how I feel about, and I think birds in the house is fucking disgusting, okay? I have always felt that way. I should have a page about that. But But, okay, I'm going to take the job and I'm going to do it. So, let's bounce off of talking about me and my examples, and let's go into an email that I received today, okay? And like I said, I'm going to keep this anonymous, but I'm going to read the email. Well, I'm going to go flip my AC over. But I'm going to read this email, and I want to give everyone a little bit of insight. This is from one of our viewers, okay? And this person says, and I'm going to dub through, and I might even read my response, or I could just dub through that. So we've got, here it is. I hope you're doing well, as I've been super busy this week and the past weekend. And I'm going to skip that because that could give up the person's identity. And I was binging some of your recent videos, though I definitely have more that I need to wade through. A lot of my colleagues are dog people, which is fine. And of course, I can't be super opinionated around them. And this is where I was saying, like, some of you seem to have it figured out. I'll notice, like, you know, the way you guys deal with things and how you speak. Every one of us are different. Some activists can be like full bore all the time, and we have very few burnout periods. Some people can't handle all that. Some people can handle a little bit and then some. And so I'm going to get into an article in a couple minutes that will help describe a little bit more of what I'm trying to say. But my close friend who is here with me had even mentioned today that she's afraid that the community she's part of is toxic and it's too negative. I only share things with her because she agrees with me and is also a dog hater. So guys, this dog hater also is saying, like, you know, that group can be pretty negative, and right? So I felt so down about her telling me that. Like she was fed up with me caring about something that's so important. This is a problem with activism, okay? Like vegans experience this a lot. They'll get like razz from their friends, like, stop talking about it and just eat whatever. Why do you have to be so particular? Like vegans too, or people who just avoid genetically modified organisms, or like junk foods and sweets and all kinds of stuff. And I've been there, and you get a lot of razz from people around you because it's like you're being difficult or negative or moody, but it's so important, right? So it's like she is fed up with me caring about something so important. I think that she sees how isolating it is. Well, I lost myself, I'm sorry. I think she sees how isolating it is and that it can easily bring others down. I get it, and I'm not upset with her. I just feel super alone sometimes. The thing is, my feelings for dogs would be fine if I didn't have to go out of my way to avoid them and the people that hold them up so highly. We went to blank today for a stalagmite stalactite viewing, and I saw 10 dogs. Most of them were with families and children. And yeah, sure, these are service animals. Yeah, right. What makes you think that you can bring them down inside the caves, where there's already little room to walk and etc., where there are children and sensitive rock formations? I mean, these are fantastic points. And to top it off, the gift shop was saturated with dog lover paraphernalia. I almost took photos. It was just too much. Not one tiny stand, but several large displays of dog stickers and tags and stuffed toys. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, thanks for listening. I feel like one day you'll get much larger following, so I'm taking advantage of the chat time I can get. And I've been saying that to people too, as things get bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm always going to remember all you guys that first started out with me, okay? In fact, you guys will be my prime focus in the future. And not that I'm going to be avoiding or ignoring any new subscribers or potential material, but you guys were there. I'm almost like teary-eyed saying it, like, oh, but it's true. You guys have been there with me since the beginning when I was this big. You know, we're almost to 200 people now. So, you know, this is important. So my answer, I said, you know, that's okay. And I'll have to say, I don't fully agree with your friend, but I do a little bit. You see, anything can be bad if you're so engrossed in it that you can't think of anything else. Also, some of the members of our community are inherently negative, and it seems that they can't talk about anything else. It's important that we still enjoy ourselves and you be able to brush off the amount of dogs we have to interact with on a daily basis as we navigate through life. It's not easy, but we still have to have quality of life and things to be happy about. When we become hateful and angry, We are no better than the dog lovers themselves that are hateful and angry towards us. Okay? I've noticed that many other YouTubers and people take breaks where they find other things to do. Blank even told me that they are burnt out and depressed. This is another YouTuber. They also speak about it on their channel. Again, I can agree with your friend about isolation. That's why I stress to people not to allow that to happen. Many forms of activism are like social suicide. We have to be able to displace ourselves from anger and sadness and allow ourselves to be happy and enjoy the little things in life. To be honest, I'm going to use this as a video topic. It needs to be covered and heavily stressed. Some people I talk to don't even go to the park anymore, have stopped visiting family members strictly because of dogs. I tend to avoid them myself, but I cannot allow them to stop me from living and loving. I hope this helped, and I hope you are happy, regardless of your role in activism against dogs. And I said, just remember you have my telephone number. Call me anytime. So important, guys. Let me go back to the camera, okay? So I wanted to use that as part of the basis of what I'm talking about. So important, okay? I get it, man. I get it. And I'm going to share with you guys what happened across the street yesterday real quick. You know, I really wanted the dogs across the street to die in this kitchen fire that took place. I sound like such a dick saying it, but I did. My neighbors caught their kitchen on fire across the street, and only the dogs were home, okay? And the firemen showed up, and they resuscitated the dogs, and it turns out they actually used their mouths to do it. Someone sent me a video of it, because I was like, because they were like, ew, do you think they really used their mouth? And I said, well, I don't know. Do they? And then they looked it up, and I was like, brrr! You know, so, yeah, the fireman had said to me, I resuscitated the dog, and I said, ew, did you wash out your mouth? And he looked at me like I had 3 heads. You know, most people are like, yes, he saved the Fluffy, oh my god, you know, let me suck your dick. No, I was over here like, ew, don't talk so close to me, like, you know. The firemen were wonderful. They were super nice to my son. They gave him a fireman's hat. He got to play on the fireman's truck. All that fun jazz. Now, my initial thoughts, and even my neighbors that are telling me what happened with the dogs, and I was like, listen now, don't you be killing yourself over no damn dogs, okay? You can replace the dogs. We can't replace you. And they looked at me like I was an asshole too. But, as I pointed out before, everyone on my street knows I don't like dogs, okay? By the way, this morning I'm walking to my estimate, which, like I said, is only a 2-minute walk. 2-minute walk! And I get to the end of the road, and here's this damn pug and this other fucked up looking little dog. And I'm like, 1 shithound? And I see the other one come out, I'm like, 2 shithounds? And then I look down, and I'm like, damn it, I'm wearing shorts. Like, which means there's, like, no protection between their nasty little teeth and my legs, right? And I'm all, oh well, here we go. I thought about it. Do I turn around and walk around the block? I'm like, fuck that. This is my world. Let those little bastards come at me. And I'm wearing sandals too. And I was like, shit, you know, because like little dogs, whoosh, you know, steel toe boots. Ha! And they're gone. But I'm wearing freaking sandals. So I'm like, whatever. I'm still not punking out like no bitch. I'm going at them. So I just sturdy as shit like this. And I get up there and I see the girl that's outside. And it's like a 16-year-old girl. Okay? Now, this is another one of those pivotal decision-making times. Am I a total shithead about it and do some stuff around a teenage girl I shouldn't be or saying stuff? So what I did was, I knew they were going to run at me. So as soon as she seen me, I said, hey, control those things. I don't want them running up on me. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry, and immediately scoops the one up, but then the other dog sees me and it comes over, blah, 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 and I went, and I stopped, and it comes over, and I'm like, I'm serious. I don't want to hurt this thing, but I will, honey, okay? So get it away from me. And she goes, I'm sorry. It comes over and scoops it up. I'm like, contrary to popular belief, not everybody wants your dogs running up on them, okay? Maybe a leash next time. And she's like, I'm sorry. I was like, you know? And I just went to my job. So, you know, a couple little context to go with what I'm saying. You know, fireman thing? Come on, man. Guys, I'm a single lady. There's a whole bunch of firemen out there. You know, my son was so excited because he wants to, like, he thinks firemen are freaking cool. And he's hopping around, yeah, you know, all cheering and all excited. And, you know, they were excited to see a child so stoked. They're all waving at him. And then they had him clean their gear. I could have, like, let this dog thing disgust me, which it did, and then turn around and just go in the house and just isolate myself because this is disgusting and this behavior is disturbing. And there were literally 4 fire trucks and 2 ambulances out there for dogs because there were no humans home. Now, granted, they have to put the fire out and stuff, but I mean, the gear and face masks, oxygen masks, and tools, and all this stuff for dogs, basically, okay, because of this fire, right? And I didn't, though. I didn't. I thought about it, though. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to let these things ruin my day. I'm going to let my son enjoy the firemen, and I got to spray 3 firemen with a hose. Scratch that off the bucket list. Because I was like, they were like having us clean tools. I'm like, I'm fitting to spray you boys with this thing, okay? That's going to happen. And they're like, oh, I'm like, I said, now let's just make a calendar while we're out here. What's up? And they all started laughing, and I was like, scratch that off the bucket list. And I actually made friends with the fire chief, and he lives right behind me. And, so that was cool, right? But could have let it ruin my day. I didn't. So, I'm not just here to talk about firemen. I'm going to read you another article, because that's the way I roll until I learn more about the computer. Oh, and Cooking with Dog Meat and I finally got all the audio and footage and everything, because I had mine on the camera and she had this, and then we were using a voice recorder, and we finally got everything swapped around. I'm learning, guys. And so now that that's done, she said it'll be like a couple weeks, but she'll have a teaser trailer soon of our interview / podcast. And we're thinking about making it maybe a monthly thing, since her and I talk often enough anyways. But instead of us just chit-chatting, we'll start recording it, right? And there's another fine example of someone that doesn't let this bullshit slow her down, okay? She still goes out, she's still at the park, and she's able to talk to these people and tell them how they're being, and then still move on and have a decent day, okay? So, another fine example. Now that we're over the 20-minute mark and everything, I'm going to go to this article, and I'm going to read it to you guys. Oh, whew, I thought I turned off the camera for a minute. I was like, oh shit, now we have to do a part 2, because I'm not doing all this again. Let me get some of my tea here. Let me see if I'm not gonna... Perfect. Feel like some mint tea. Relax a little bit. I was gonna go jogging tonight, but the temperature is hardly gonna fall under 90 degrees tonight because Arizona. Okay? So, onward, guys. I have this article I want to read to you guys that I think it's very important. And this is from a group called The Commons, a social change library. Okay? And this is 10 great resources on activists' well-being, all right? Because whether you guys realize it or not, this is a form of activism. And I have suffered with isolation and this and that with multiple forms of activism. These things are very important to remember. And once again, like I said, guys, if you don't fall under any of these realms or you think that I'm an asshole, you need to live the way you need to live. Do what you've got to do. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to tell anybody how to be. Simply giving advice and trying to keep us all healthy, mentally, and happy. And that whole self-isolation thing, that's dangerous. If you're happy with it, that's okay. Some people are okay with that. Some people are not. Humans really are very social, and half the reason we're all at this is because we want to save the human race. Well, we're not saving the human race so we can go hide from them all, are we? Maybe, if that's your thing. But the well-being topic in the Commons Social Change Library includes a wide range of materials, including articles, videos, and podcasts. These highlights from the collection include ones that focus on personal strategies like self-care, as well as organizational, collective, and movement strategies inclusive of community care. In the rush to address social injustice, environmental destruction, and a myriad of other pressing issues, our own health and well-being can be left on the back burner. You could say that again. We hope engaging with these strategies explored in these resources will help you stay healthy and well while working to change the world. Okay? To access each resource... Oh, excuse me. I don't need to read that part. That's my job to do that. You guys just get to listen. Sustaining ourselves as activists. Activist wisdom has been gathered from a survey of nearly 200 people on how to sustain ourselves as activists. This is a great list of practical techniques and quotes from those who have been there. Let's see here. Saying no, limiting your involvement when need be, getting good exercise. I'm always pushing that. Not only is good exercise good for the health, but then you can fuck up the shithound. Take that, Fluffy. Sleep. Somebody can give me that advice. I don't sleep enough. Nutrition, time in nature, valuing group dynamics, maintaining non-activist relationships. Ooh, guys, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. It's hard because we want to, like, click up, right? But then who the hell are we talking to if we're if the only people we talk to already feel the way we do? Which is a comfortable way of being, right? Humans like to click up. But then who are you really reaching out to if that's... Do you see what I'm saying? And once again, disclaimer, if that's what you guys want to do, this video might not be for you. But I think there's a lot of us that need to hear this. Maintaining non-activist relationships and limiting social media. That's a big one, guys. I constantly have to, like, pull myself away. I'm like, stop. You know, I've got the computer and the phone in the bathroom. What the hell's wrong with me? It's crazy, okay? The art of self-care involves getting to know yourself, making yourself familiar with what your needs may be at any particular moment. Self-care can be something that doesn't have to compete with our daily demands, that isn't another chore or pressure, and is not something we feel we should be doing. It is a fundamental approach to living. Brown and Gresham. That's, and that's who said that, Brown and Gresham. Big one right there. How many times have I mentioned, and I'm guilty as fuck of this, I'm like, I'm gonna go watch a documentary and just chill. And then I'm sitting there and like 5-10 minutes into it, I'm like, I should really be making a video or researching, or like how many topic suggestions have I gotten that I'm not paying attention to? Dang, I stop myself right away. That is foolish. I cannot spend every minute of my life making videos. I mean, I could, but what kind of quality of life is that for me? And, you know, my son and others around me. I'm the guy who cooks and cleans and does everything around here, so I can in no way, shape, or form live like that, okay? So, balance or burnout. A useful model for understanding activist burnout and how to avoid it from the Transition Towns movement. Okay, and so they actually have downloadable worksheets and everything. I'm going to put this in the links in the description, obviously. There are 2 characteristics needed for burnout, and they apply across all levels of scale, from individual through group to planetary burnout or health. The first requirement is a culture where a naturally self-balancing system is heading out of balance. The second requirement for a system to reach burnout is that signals of distress or deterioration are ignored. Sophie Banks. Big one. Do not ignore your needs. Do not ignore the fact that you're feeling that way. Remember when I said I took the first day off in a month? You know? I had gone, I seen that it had been a month since I started the first, like, video, and then I'm like, I haven't taken a day off. Some days I was doing 3 videos a day. It's time to chill. I was actually going to take tonight off, but this is something I actually wanted to talk about, I feel good about, and then I'm just going to chill. Who knows if I'll make a video tomorrow or not. I'm not going to pressure myself about it, okay? Organize yourself healthy. Community organizers and other change agents have some excellent tools that can maximize the likelihood of making healthy goals a reality. This article will tune up your organizing smarts as well as your health and well-being. This quote from Rabbi Hillel is popular amongst organizers. If I am not for myself, who will be for me? If I am only for myself, who am I? If not now, when? Be for yourself as well as the collective. Apply the smarts you've gained from activism and organizing to your own life. Holly Hammond. Okay? Ideas for embodied activism. Overwhelming events, and depending on our degree of privilege, daily stressors can be constant. It's incredibly beneficial to spend time cultivating resources which support your health, embodiment, connectedness, and feelings of goodness. And tea. This tea is the bomb. Our vitality, essence, and wholeness can get buried under life's stresses, habits, overwhelm, and adaptation. There's potency, resilience, and health always available, often covered by unconscious beliefs and somatic strategies of survival. Sage Hayes. A resource for activists working through trauma. This guide covers how trauma works, potential signs and symptoms that may indicate trauma, what you can do for yourself, how to support a friend, and what you can do as a group, prevention and issues related to activism and police violence. Okay, so I would say that trauma simply also coming from, seeing these pictures of these children and all this stuff, that police violence is fine. As they said, there's plenty of stuff. If we wish to transform our world for the better and do the difficult work that entails, we need to talk about how we both prepare ourselves for and support each other through our response to stress and trauma, whether it be from police brutality, another institutional force, or from conflict within our own communities. Okay? Resources to cope with anxiety and grief. In the face of, okay, this is a climate crisis one, but then they also say focusing on emotional and psychological impacts of climate change, coping strategies, and forces of activism. Your body, mind, and spirit, just like those around you, has basic needs. Needs for a sense of safety to be soothed, calm, and anchored. Needs to feel motivated, capable, participatory, and productive. Needs for connection and togetherness. Keep learning about your mind, growing beneficial resources, and see how this can inform your engagement. And this is a climate change based one, and then we tend to talk about activist burnout as an individualized experience, but with Bill Moyer's Movement Action Plan, a framework for understanding social movements, their insights and hope for navigating the downs in the movement lifestyle. There can be periods of intense activity when new members rush to join the cause. Movement energy swells, but these extraordinary times are often followed by long, fallow stretches when activist numbers decline and dwindle. During these lulls, those who have tasted the euphoria of a peak moment feel discouraged and pessimistic. I have felt that before. Because it was like tons and tons and tons and tons of people, and then it just like kind of stopped for like days, and I was like, And then I thought about it, and I'm like, whatever, I'm here to spread a message, and I'm just going to stick with it. And then that lull is over, okay? So, let's see. How do we develop campaigns that regain the initiative? We start by defying the times inside ourselves. We stop behaviors that feed the hype, like using greater and greater levels of urgency and means to provoke people into action. And we encourage responsible behaviors that fuel long-term movement resistance. So, like I said, just some good advice to try to help. It's not easy to be an activist. It's difficult. It is a form of social suicide. You will find yourself feeling lonely. You'll be questioning and feeling a certain kind of way. People are going to challenge you. You can lose friends. A lot of us just say like, well, good riddance. Well, yes, if the person is badgering you and can't respect you in the way you feel, or that you're passionate about a topic, then bon voyage. I don't need it. But if you're pushing people away because they're not exactly like you want them to be, then, you're heading for a lonely life. And once again, like I said, if you're okay with that, that's totally fine. As for me, I'm very community driven. I like having other people around. I like creating change, and I love talking to people, and it's a big thing for me. So I'm going to wrap this up. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys, like usual, always. Fuck fluffy, right? Drink tea. Do what you find peace with. Start with some martial arts, like we were saying, or start doing some classes. Do some exercises. Get back out onto the planet and enjoy your surroundings. This is our world, damn it. And we can't just let them take it away from us. Unless you've been traumatized or that's how you want to live, no judgments here. But a lot of people don't. And I experienced that in a lot of emails, a lot of comments. And so I'm here for you. You guys always have my email, so, you know, if you ever want to talk or vent on something or tell me I'm a dickhole and I'm wrong, go ahead. It's okay. You're not the first person to tell me I'm wrong. I can take it. I'm a big girl. But I'm saying, you know, it's important, guys. You know, don't lose everything over your activism. Okay? It's hard. And I see, like, when people are like, oh, my grandma has this dog and da da da, and everybody's like, well, I wouldn't be going over there. Well, that's you, but don't badger this young lady because she still wants to visit her grandmother that's going to die in the next 5 or 10 years. That's her right to choose. She loves her grandma more than she cares about the stupid fucking dog. I like working more than I care about that homeowner's dog, okay? And I can defend myself, so I'm not concerned. Besides, this thing hardly moves. So, you guys, until next time, I appreciate you from the bottom of my dog hating heart. Protect yourself, get your mag lights, wear your steel toe boots. Don't be an Ashley and walk around in sandals and then end up having to fight a dog. I'll just beat the shit out of it with my bare hands, but that's neither here nor there. Not everybody's ready to do that, so wear your damn boots. Drink tea. And take care of yourself, okay? It's your mental health, your body, spiritually, your soul, all of it. Hey, in this time and age, it's more important than ever, okay? So, much love, y'all. Hello to all the new subscribers. We got a handful of them over the past day, so, I was trying to remember some of the names. I was like Kingfisher and, the Felix, the Helix, No More or something. I've seen him on other things, so welcome to you as well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Cooking with Dog Meat, for being so freaking awesome. And I'll see you guys tomorrow or the next day on the next video, just depending on how I feel and when I'm going to make another video. So you just remember that. Just appreciate me while I'm here. I'm very silly. Don't mind me. I think the tea's kicking in. Yeah, that's it. It's the tea. Anyhow, mwah! Bye!